Hey guys, welcome back to the MCU HQ, and this is going to be my spoiler review for episode 5 of Hawkeye. And if that wasn't clear from that, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's a music stand with the Daredevil movie in the first 2 seasons. They never dropped third season on Blu-ray. I grabbed Into the Spider-Verse because Kingpin's in it, but then I remembered I own the Ben Affleck Daredevil. I was like, I'll go with that instead. Because we might see Daredevil and Spider-Man tomorrow. You know what? Let's just do this. There we go. Alright, there is a lot to go over in this episode. I know what we all want to talk about. I want to talk about it too. I'm going to go through the episode somewhat chronologically and get to the big guy later in the video. First thing that I loved in this episode is the snap from Yelena Belova's perspective. What it's like for someone to disappear and come back instantly. And it is literally, they see themselves turning dust, then they see themselves come back, and it was over a span of maybe 3 seconds that she disappeared and came back. I think that's why she said for her it was 5 seconds, because it felt like a few seconds for her, but for the rest of the world it was 5 years. And she came back and just saw everything changing. Like the wall was changing, like everything was different around her. And I got chills when her line when she said, "Can you help me find Natasha? I need to tell Natasha I'm okay." I'm getting chills now. Not like happy chills, but like, Yelena, your sister's dead. She died to save you. And on the Yelena path, the second thing in this episode I really wanted to talk about is the dinner in Kate's apartment. I mentioned non-spoilers, how comfortable Florence Pugh looks in this role. She was great in this scene. I love the scene between two of them. Her entrance when she catches the sriracha and just says hi, and then I made mac and cheese. It's really good, and you have one fork. Every line she said was golden. I think my personal favorite was, "Are you good? Awesome. Can I put hot sauce on it?" And then she just started dumping hot sauce. She's like, "I love hot sauce so much." I love Yelena. She's such a cool character. And I love it. Her and Kate, they're gonna be tight. They are gonna be so tight. I'm so excited. You can tell they're already texting. They're texting already. Elena's already helping them out. And yes, I just want to mention it again because I think it's really cool. New and improved Statue of Liberty. They tossed that in because in Spider-Man, Statue of Liberty's getting an upgrade. It's getting a little Captain America shield on it and maybe a new paint job. It's gonna be funny though when No Way Home probably ends with the Statue of Liberty just looking like the normal Statue of Liberty because all the Spider-Men and the Sinister Six just destroy it. Oh yeah, and Spider-Man has a billboard for Rogers the Musical. In the opening scene they showed, there's a Rogers the Musical billboard that they put in there to link them because the two take place so close together. My guess is Spider-Man's after Hawkeye though. Well, I don't know. Is it? No, because it's not winter in Spider-Man. So I guess they do repair the Statue of Liberty then. I don't know, we'll find out. The whole timeline's getting confusing now. Friggin' time jump. I'm just jumping around here. I just wrote things down I want to talk about. I'm just kind of running through them. The memorial to the 6 Avengers when they said at this spot in 2012, the original 6 Avengers came together or something. It was the bridge where the circle shot was and it just had all their names, and Clint takes out his hearing aid and just so it can be like he can have his little moment alone, and he's talking, saying how much he needs to talk to Natasha and how he misses her and he wishes he could have been the one to sacrifice himself and that he's sorry for what he's about to do. And I was like, what are you gonna do, Clint? He's putting the Ronin suit back on. I thought that was a cool reveal. He just holds his sword to Kazi, knocks him out. He's just going around like friggin' Batman, taking out all these guys. And the coolest part, Maya can't hear any of it because she's deaf. And so she looks around and everyone's gone, and then her and Ronan get their little fight, which I mentioned was underwhelming, a very mid-fight. Yeah, the hand-to-hand combat in this show is not that great. My favorite action scene is the one with the bow in the car. That's the best action scene we've had in the show so far. Yeah, and then Hawkeye reveals that he was tipped off by an informant that worked for Maya's boss, and that he was told to kill Maya's dad. And so he did that. And then they hint that that was Kazi because Kazi wasn't there the meeting when Maya's dad and a bunch of the tracksuit mafia was killed. So they hint that it's Kazi. And I think in episode 6 we're going to see a transformation of Echo into a hero. It might not be a full-on like, oh, she's a superhero, but it could be like a Punisher situation in Daredevil Season 2. where at the end he becomes a hero and he helps Daredevil for a few seconds and he just says goodbye and leaves. Right? Because we don't need her to be in a massive flashy action sequence for a conclusion to her character. We just need her to start to become a hero and then segue into her own spinoff. I think they're going to go exactly the route that they went with Punisher and Daredevil Season 2. And Kate mentions that if someone hired Yelena, she needs to be thinking less about what Clint did and more about why that person might have hired her and what they want. So Yelena goes on the hunt, and I was sitting there, I was like, didn't Val hire you? But I guess Val is working for someone. There's someone above Val, because Yelena figures out that she wasn't hired by Val, she was hired by Eleanor Bishop, Kate's mother. And she sends Kate a photo of her mom, and she's like, and Kate says, hey, Clint, who's this? And Clint says, that's the guy we've been looking for, Kingpin. And the picture's there, and it's Vincent D'Onofrio in a white suit, and he has the cane now. They gave him his cane, and I almost woke up my family. I was so excited last night. I think a lot of people did that, and I immediately went on Twitter. Dude started trending immediately after that episode ended. So what does this mean? What does Kingpin being in this show mean? Well, it means a few things. There's probably a lot more to it than you would think. Of course, it raises the question, is this the same Kingpin? It's anyone's guess. I know a lot of people would like it. That'd be pretty cool if it was. But I don't know, based off the ending of Daredevil Season 3, it seems like it's kind of hard to have Daredevil come back into the spotlight if you've seen the ending, or have Kingpin come back into the spotlight if you've seen the ending of that season because of what goes down. But it's possible. Knowing how Marvel's been doing it, they'll just kind of not reference it. It'll just be like, yeah, Daredevil and Kingpin, they're here now, new heroes. There was a show at some point. We're not going to talk about it, but it existed. But the fact they're keeping both Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, and they have some sort of plans with the character, I don't know. I think it'd be cool at the end of Hawkeye, after, because I mean, we'll probably see him in Spider-Man, we'll see Daredevil in Spider-Man, at the end of Hawkeye, if they're like, Kingpin will return in Daredevil Season 4. Oh my god, that would break the internet. This also confirms Kingpin ain't just some cameo character. He's not here to just make all of us just squeal. The fact that he hired Yelena, he is involved with the Dark Avengers somehow, it confirms that he's going to be a much bigger character, and he could honestly be like the Nick Fury of the bad guys. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the deal. And he just starts showing up in several places. A lot of people are thinking that he bought Avengers Tower and converted it into Fisk Tower. And you know what? I agree. But yes, we're going to get more Kingpin. We're getting Daredevil. At some point, I mean, why would they confirm it if they don't have plans at the moment? Probably getting Daredevil tomorrow, honestly. And yeah, what does this mean for the Netflix shows? Like, are we going to see Punisher pulled in? Are we going to see Jessica Jones pulled in? I hope that they just bring in Bullseye, and if they keep the show canon, just tie up those loose ends, man. We got the Bullseye tease at the end of Season 3. I really want to see where they go with that. Just, oh my god, Daredevil is in the MCU, or I guess Kingpin is, but that basically means Daredevil is, and I'm so excited. But there you guys go. That's all I want to talk about for Hawkeye Episode 5. It was basically just some cool stuff and then friggin' Kingpin at the end to break the internet. They weren't lying when they said it would. Well, what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys think of Kingpin? How hyped are you to see where this story goes in the future? Let me know all that down in the comments below. Also, leave a like on this video, subscribe, click on the bell icon to receive all notifications from the MCU HQ. That's going to be it. Have a great day, guys.